I'm planning for 5 new indoor tracks and 3 new outdoor tracks. In February, I visited the outdoor track ELK Motorsports in Newark and the indoor track The Hangar at Langer. Today, it's a TeamSport track, so it's indoors, but it's still a new one. Welcome to Leicester. It's a Sunday morning public session, so this has the potential to go very badly wrong. And as usual, we're joined by Dan in the kart just ahead of us here. We're out of the pits with only one other driver in front of us, so hopefully we'll find some clear track fairly quickly to get our sights set. I've seen plenty of videos of this track, so I've got an idea of the layout and good passing options. We're under yellow flags whilst everyone is released from the pits, and we'll have our red flag test very shortly too. With everyone on track and the flag test complete, it's time to go. Okay, that clear track idea didn't go so well. Dan is used to textured, grippy concrete we have at Sheffield, not this more common, slippery, polished stuff. This time though, it's me getting caught out by the concrete. Not wanting to lock the brakes, I was unable to slow the kart enough for the hairpin. The rest of the lap is tidy enough though. More of this please. I'm earlier on the brakes and it sees me make the hairpin this time. But I have to compromise the final corner, going around the outside of a slower kart. I'll take that as my first banker lap though. I'm happy enough that I've got a decent pace here. Whilst I'm not expecting to set any track records, I'd like to get a decent time if the session allows. The session does not allow. Thankfully, we returned to green flags for the next lap, even if Dan did react quicker. Dan clears the slow cart on the inside, but I give them space, only to spot a spun out cart before the yellow flags reappear once more. I'm just about going green in time. But I do have this slower cart ahead. Who is easily passed around the outside. I've messed up the first hairpin again though. I was a bit too late on the brakes and it caused me to slide wide. The slow cart gets scared into a small spin as Dan passes them, meaning I get past without trouble too. A 38.7 second lap in the hunt for Dan on the cleared track. I've still got plenty of improvement to make, but I'm happy enough for only my 10th lap of the track. Dan scares the slower cars into going high, so I switch back beneath them to pass. Before following Dan through on the wide right. Finally, getting a slide mid-corner and losing a lot of time to Dan there. Just as I get to the back of Dan once more, the yellow flags come back out. But only very briefly. After a good start to the lap, the yellow flags come out once more, quickly followed by a very quick red. I didn't even stop before they went back. Maybe this public session wasn't the best idea after all. I'm happy to sit behind and do an actual walking pace during public sessions. This driver though just kept getting slower and slower. I'm sure Dan being alongside probably put them off a little bit, but the queue behind us grew and grew and grew.
Come on.
Even I've lost patience now, and I give them a little push whilst Dan and 2 others give up and just pass. As I do the same, the red flag now reappears. I don't often lose my patience like that, but they just kept getting slower and slower and were nearly at a stop before I passed them. After a short wait, we see the issue and make a bit of space for the marshal to come past. After a long wait, we returned to yellow flags. Before going to green with the marshal still walking on the track. I've now got 2 quickish drivers ahead. Are they quicker than me? Is there anything I can learn from them? Kart 8 kindly lets me pass, so gets a thumbs up from me. And it's not long before I'm right behind his slightly quicker son in Kart 5. Who put up a bit of a fight before going wide. Not sure if it was intentional, but he gets a wave regardless. It's time to catch Dan again. The gap was closing rapidly, but unfortunately the yellow flags reappear as that was our final timed lap. I was happy enough with a low 38-second lap time, as my target for the first session was a mid 38. I was the fastest driver on track, so I couldn't really ask for more. I don't set difficult targets for public sessions, as you never know how they're going to go. We're quite fortunate here though, it seems, and we've only had a few issues, and one of them being that kart that seemingly ran out of fuel. We have of course got a second session to try and go faster still. Lap 1 is under yellow flags, as the kart Dan was assigned wouldn't start, so he had to change. I tried to make a bit of space ahead of me, ready for going to the green flags, but it doesn't look like I made quite enough. It's about half a lap's worth, I think. Kart 3 wanted a bit of a play, it seems, and I'm up for that. After failing to find a way past the cars ahead of them, Kart 1 pulls over to let me through. And show him how to do it. I've quietly set myself a target of a 37-second lap. Can I do it on this session? After slipping up the inside of a slower car, Dan is firmly in my sights once more. The chase meets my target as I break through into a 37-second lap. Dan's car immediately seems slow to me, and it makes it easy to pass. I struggle to stop the car as the red flag appears on the high-speed slippery corner. And it's another long clear up. No broken cars this time though. Somewhat annoyingly, we go to greens as we cross the line. Still, I've got at least 2 karts ahead to try and pass. I think I made that look rather easy. We get the shortest yellow flag ever. But that pass nearly went wrong. I expected the inside gap to be a little bit wider than they left it. With a couple of clear laps, I've been able to improve my lap time once more. I got the hairpins a bit wrong on that one though, so no improvement there. I might have one more lap of clear track if the flags stay on green. It's not much, but it is an improvement and it ends up being my fastest lap of this visit as I begin to catch the traffic ahead once more. I thought about a look up the inside, but remembered it was a public session. I just wait for a mistake instead. Or a very clear pass on the inside. And as we complete the final lap, the kart spins, slowing for the yellow flags. That's more like what I'd expect of a public session. I'm happy with my lap time, a 37.7. I suspect regular members will be low 37s to mid 36s, but I can't remember what I've seen. Somebody please let me know down in the comments. Dan was unfortunate with his kart being very underpowered and wasn't able to improve on his 38.8 second lap from session 1, only managing a 39 flat, and coming in fourth behind the drivers with the orange and pink striped helmets. For a track that's always been high on my visit list, I'm annoyed I've put it off for so long. I really enjoyed the layout and the two karts I drove felt fairly equal on pace. Maybe one day I'll return for a members event, but for now it's another item checked off the list. So as always then, thank you so much for joining me on my go-karting adventures. If you have enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, leave any feedback down below in the comments. Subscribe to the channel or even consider joining for just £1 a month to see these videos 24 hours earlier and help to support me. But until next time, cheers.